Hi, my name is Mrs. Gallant, and I'm one of the school counselors at Barbara Bush Middle School. And today I'm going to be walking you through the eighth grade course selection for next school year. So this is for current seventh graders who will be eighth graders next year. In the near future, we're going to send out a link to a Google form that looks just like this, and this is how students will choose their elective classes for next year. So on the front page, it asks for some basic introductory information. It asks for your student's CFB email. It asks for their first name and last name and their student ID number. Then it has some notes for you, just for your information. At this time, Barbara Bush Middle School will only be offering traditional learning for the 21-22 school year. All students will be expected to report to campus in person. Students who do not complete this course selection by March 12th, that's the day before spring break, may have their electives chosen by the counselor. Once elective choices are selected, you're committed to remain in your elective for the duration of the school year. And do not submit or finalize your course selection, this Google form, until you are completely ready, because you can only submit this one time. So once you've read and understand these, you can click I understand and go to the next page. So this page gives some information on requirements for courses that students must take, and then the electives. So we are an IB school, and to meet IB criteria, all eighth grade students are required to take the following courses: language and literature, mathematics, individuals and societies, which is social studies, and science. You will continue to be in your same placement level as this year unless your teacher or counselor recommends a different placement. So if your child is currently in IDS, they'll be in IDS next year. If they're currently in fundamentals, they'll be in fundamentals next year. You'll be able to choose 3 electives as an eighth grader. The first will be your language acquisition or foreign language elective. So you have a couple options here. The first is 1 semester of Spanish paired with 1 semester of tech apps. Next is Spanish 1, which is a high school credit class. Then there's Spanish 1 for native speakers. That would be students who are already fluent in Spanish. That's also a high school credit class. And then French 1. This is a high school credit class, but it does require transportation to and from Ranch View High School. If a student signs up with this, we will have a meeting with them to make sure that transportation is available, because only a handful of students can take this class. You'll also be able to choose a fine art. Your options are band, orchestra, choir, and theater. And then you have 1/3 elective, and your options are PE, karate, athletics, which requires a physical, art, or principles of information technology, which is a high school credit. So here's all the required classes at the top, and then the 3 electives that your eighth grader will get to choose. So please note that some class options are high school credit classes. A student's final grade in a high school credit class will count toward the student's high school GPA and will be included on the transcript. Taking a high school credit class requires dedication and a desire to do well. So they'll first choose their language acquisition, foreign language elective. 1 semester of Spanish with tech apps, Spanish 1 for native speakers, or French 1. So your child will choose that course. Then they'll choose their fine art. It's important to know that if your child takes a fine art that's different from what they're currently taking, they might be placed in a beginner class. So if your child is currently in choir and wants to switch to band next year, they'll probably be in a beginner band class because it will be their first time in band. So your child will just choose whatever fine art that they would like. And then they'll choose their final elective: PE, karate 1, 2, or 3. You can only take karate 2 or 3 if you've taken the prerequisite karate course in 7th grade. Athletics for boys or athletics for girls, they do require a physical. Art or principles of information technology, which is a high school credit. So you'll choose your elective. Now, this is the part where parents, guardians, we need some help from you. We need your information so that we can contact you. So your child will need to input your name and your phone number and your email. And then we have a question for you. What are your plans for next year? This is just to give us some information. It is not a commitment on your part. We're just trying to get some ideas for numbers. So are you planning on attending BBMS? Are you exploring virtual options, charter, private, or homeschool? Are you planning on transferring to a different campus in CFB, moving out of district, or moving out of the country? So you'll make your choice. And then you're at the end. And once you're sure of all your decisions, you can go ahead and click submit, and that is the course selection for eighth grade students.